Hey Doctors, Improve here. This is a video that it's kind of lingering on my mind. It doesn't really kind of hit me, like a gold digger who just found out oh man, my man's, I'm gonna fucking take his 50 grand and then fuck somebody else, something like that. But basically, since I've got that podcast that I want to do in the future, as you guys know, the Project Red Pill podcast, someone takes the idea, then I'll file a lawsuit, so hopefully I'll win, but just hope for the best, because I really don't want that to happen, and if I lose, then it's a shitter, it really is a shitter, I'll have to think of some other podcast, but that's my dead set one, and I'm going to keep it, and just see from there. But basically, it's kind of, I've had this idea ever since not only I've been doing that one in my school, just should be fucking college, but what do you do? Basically, I feel like there's a lot more podcasts after 2021. Like, they started to really kick off, just after lockdown. So late 2020, because everyone was like, oh fuck. Most people have to talk to, whether it's family or friends or lovers, i.e. boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It have to be done online, either just a phone call, whether it's normally or WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or fucking Zoom. And I feel that there has been, of course, like I said earlier, a more of an impact of the niche, which if you don't know what niche is, kind of like a spectrum, but really kind of like doing something with, a full mindset on something, basically. There's been lots of podcasts. So for example, Pretty Much did one that's a song artist, a group. I've only listened to 2 of their songs. My favourite song is Leave It Up To You. No, I think that's what the song's called. Basically, it's got NCT Dream in it, I think. One of the K-pop groups, really good song. They did the I think it's called Talk So Much podcast. Whatever. But if I had enough of them, I'd probably listen to it. But then also Mike Thurston, he's a guy I follow. He's an influencer who's fucking jacked. I doubt he's on the roids, but for all I know, he could be on something, but I doubt it. The one person who I definitely think is on the fucking roids, other than Liver King, who got exposed a fucking 2 weeks ago, is, I forgot his fucking real name, but the guy from More Plates, More Dates. I think that guy's on roids. Man's looks too fucking huge. I doubt he's natty. He always calls people out, in the past he called Dwayne Johnson, which I can see why people think he's on the roids, but personally I think he's probably been a huge fucking hypocrite there, so maybe that's just me, but there you go. Back onto podcasts. So, the 3 that I tend to listen to the most is, which I vaguely remember I've explained on the channel before, but who knows, I tend to get confused with what I've explained in person with someone, physically or online. But basically, the top 3 podcasts I listen to is, the one I listen to the most is the Modern Wisdom podcast from Chris Williamson. I know I've definitely mentioned that on live streams that I've done, and probably 2 videos that I've done. The official podcast, which is hosted by the group's Jack, because it's the initials for all the names, because there's Charlie is the C, Kaya is the K, Jack is actually the first guy, and then Andrew is the guy who always wears fucking glasses. He's a full Sigma male mode. But yeah, I love this because it's not only gets hindsight of different topics and stuff to do with life or whatever's trending at a certain time of month, Hopefully it's not a period. I'm sorry, that was a really, really bad joke. And yeah, because like the only main problem, which is the con, which of course is like in the title of the video, is there's too many podcasts. Like, if I, like I said before, if I had enough time, I hardly ever tune into the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, I do follow him, but I don't have enough time to actually listen to it, so I can't just like check on the clips and that's it. But if I had enough time, I would tune into a few episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast. But it's actually called the Joe Rogan Experience, but it's pretty much the same thing. And I'd listen to First Things First, which from remember I saw from an Instagram story. He recently chatted to Hamza Ahmed, so that's quite cool. I'll definitely listen to that episode because I remember when Hamza appeared on the Modern Wisdom podcast. That was a really, really good episode, so that was good. Maybe in the future, so Hamza will probably like be closer to his 30s about the time I'd start my own podcast. So like he'd be in his late 20s, early 30s. I want to get him on my own podcast, so it'll probably be like one of my earlier episodes if I can. Yeah, there's quite a few guests in mind that I want for my podcast. Yeah, genuinely kind of like with my school's podcast, again, it's kind of sometimes took a toll on me, but it's good just to learn about different sporting heroes and their journey in life and all that shenanigans. But yeah, I feel like for the past 2 years, podcasts have definitely grown on me more. Again, why it's more motivation for me doing my own one. That's good. Yeah, so if any of you detoxers, have in mind and get inspired by maybe my own future one, or if you're listening to your some podcast, make your own one. Literally, make your own. Like saying goes, the world's your oyster. There's plenty of variety of topics to talk about. Yeah, literally, it's just it can also improve your social skills, which it's been doing with me, but like I still want to do my own because the one in school isn't even mine. It's not mine. It's not created by mine. It's not like, I choose to guess, So I feel like if I've got enough free time, I'll probably like do each episode sometime in the afternoon. But yeah, I feel like, yes, there's probably going to be some controversial topics on my own podcast, but usually there's at least once or twice in certain podcast episodes in any general podcast that there'd be like you bump into a controversial topic, or there'd be a topic that someone I get like so fucking pissed off about. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, just stay tuned, and I'm so glad I did this topic because I feel like it was one that I've kind of wanted to talk about for a while now. So yeah, take care, detoxers. Love you guys to death, and don't forget to do hard work, especially, and hopefully you like it. Peace.